Hello and welcome to another day in the workshop. My name is Jesse Bourne and today we are working on Puzzlechest production. So I'd just like to show you guys some of what we're doing here. Kevin, my younger brother, was actually cutting these slots for splines and all of this Wenge material here. This is what's going to be the sides of the puzzle chest. If you see here, we're going to make these tall 21 by 11.5-inch sides, and so we've got stacked up here about 10 of these, so we can make about 5 puzzle chests right here. And then so that's just what we did this morning. And then he also did all of these. We've got all these ready to go. They're stacked right here because the next step is to make sure all these joins across here are glue lined. You know, they're ready to be glued. There's not going to be any seams. So what we do is we run them right through the joiner. So he's going to take these and he will then join them to make sure that there's no seam in the joint. But we keep track of all the material so that we know that we have the right sides. We track the board so that we can make the same width sides, because they're kind of assorted widths across here. And then the last step, once we've got that done, we made up these Wenge splines. And what splines do is they actually triple your glue surface, so you get a much stronger joint. So you can see here, the spline just sits right in there like this. And then when you put the glue on, we're gonna put the glue across here, gonna glue in the spline, and then we'll join it up with our next piece right here. And we'll get a good glue surface right across. Two woods are very different colors, but if we just let them sit in the sun for a couple hours, they'll darken to the same color. So to clamp it, we actually just throw the rubber bands across here, but we make sure that they're sitting flat. So if you come right here, I just did this first one. So this is sitting for clamping. We have just 4 rubber bands across, but it's quite a lot of clamping power because those rubber bands are industrial grade, and we just make sure that it's sitting flat so there's no kind of bow or cup. And then the last step, once we have this done, is we're gonna run it through the planer just to make sure that we plane off all the glue lines and there's no stick outs or anything like that. So we're really getting lots done in a short amount of time. After we're done here, the last step before it goes into the cabinet is we bring it over to the router table, and we actually make the dovetails right here on this Incra system router fence. We have all of the router bits right here ready to go. We're going to pick out a dovetail bit like this. We're going to chuck it up in the router, and then we're going to take a template from this book and we're just going to put it in here. And the way the system works is you can cut the negatives and the positives in your board very easily, and this thing is very repeatable, so it locks down in the exact same place over and over and over again. So I really like this system, but that's for a different video. But that's going to be done in just maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, after we get everything. Well, probably by the end of the week, once we get the tops and bottoms of the chest done. But production's going pretty good right now. Yesterday we had Jonathan, Kevin, myself. We were all working, making these things, cutting it from the raw Wenge blocks like this, slicing it down into these slats here, and then we're just putting the splines in today. And now finally we're ready to start gluing up. So we're getting some fantastic progress done. Okay, so just a couple of things I wanted to mention when we're gluing up this Wenge is I love using Titebond 3 wood glue because it is super strong. Strongest wood glue I have found, and especially for exotic woods like this that can be very oily, very dense, and hard for the glue to make a good contact. I would definitely recommend you use Titebond 3 or something similar that's going to be able to bond well, because some other wood glues, even like Titebond 1, will just break off for your normal wood glue. I would not trust that at all. So that's what we're using here, and I just like to use this glue bot here, and we just go through. I'll show you what we do. First, we take this off, we run right down the seam here just like this, put a good strong bead of glue here. We take our brush and we brush on glue on this surface, and then we'll also brush on, we'll do the exact opposite, and we'll glue the mating surface, run a bead down the center for the spline, and then we'll brush on the opposite surface, because lots of people will tell you that when you have 2 mating surfaces, you want glue on both surfaces. It makes the joint stronger. So that's what we're doing here, and we're going to seat the spline right in there, and that is going to be a super strong joint with that spline sitting right in there. It just makes the joinery really hard to come apart. So that's the way it's going to go down. Anyway, something like that. And you can see that there's there's two different colors here. There's the lighter wood and the darker wood, which doesn't sit very well, but as soon as the light comes out and hits this wood, it will actually turn it the same color and the same shade as this other stuff. Once you cut into the wood, it becomes lighter. So most important thing is making sure that that glue line here is seamless. So what you want to do before you glue something up like this is you just want to put it together like this with just medium pressure, not like putting lots of force on it. And you just want to hold it up to the light and make sure no light is visible through the crack, okay? So we took these and we ran these on the joiner, so we know that the seam, there's going to be no seam there, but you want to make sure that you have a good seamless joint before you glue it up. And you can't trust your clamps to clamp out a seam in a joint, because over time, with the pressure of the wood trying to separate, it will eventually crack anyway. So you just want to make sure that you have a seamless joint to begin with, like we have here. So that's just a couple quick tips. Hope you guys enjoy. Hope you guys like this video, and we'll show some more behind the footage up ahead and how it's going making the puzzle chest. It's a really exciting project, and we're having fun. Hope you guys are too. See you later.